The art of communication.
Okay, class. Today's lesson is over communication. Horace, give me an example. Well, you're just full of surprises, aren't you? Does anyone else know any words in sign language?
A friend of mine taught me how to spell the word blood with my fingers.
I don't think that's sign language.
That's definitely not sign language.
Someone just tell me what communication is.
Communication is information transferred from point A to point B.
That means a mail truck can be seen as a form of communication.
You're absolutely right. That's why there are many different levels and forms of communication. Interpersonal, group, organizational, and mass, to name a few, are the ones we'll be going over. Interpersonal is the communication between people, usually face-to-face.
Like a date or an interview.
They're the same thing in my book.
Do you make your dates hand in resumes as well?
No, that's what bios are for.
Back to what Betty said. Yes, a date or interview would be considered interpersonal communication. On to group communication, as in the name, involves a group setting, usually in decision-making settings, so a double date would work or a group interview.
Group interviews are the worst. Not only do you have to impress the boss, you have to impress the core employees, and they'll likely come at you from all angles, asking you why you want this job, have you ever done A or B, or what can you bring to the table. Although nervous, I sat there and took it like a champ.
Was there also a couch and camera involved in this interview?
Anyways, next is organizational communication, which occurs in large cooperative networks. Think of a business that sells special pieces of paper for thousands of dollars. Many people want this special type of paper. So now, this business, full of its employees with different jobs, send emails, hold meetings, set up contracts, build relationships, and make decisions. This list goes on, but the main objective is to help the buyer obtain the paper they want. Organizational communication is both sides reaching a common goal through an orderly fashion of networking.
How can I make sure I'm truly communicating with someone or giving a proper speech instead of just mindlessly talking and trailing off?
Don't let your words fall on deaf ears. Grab their attention somehow.
To clarify Absinthe's poetic stance on conversation, when you're trying to communicate something, ask yourself what the goal of the conversation is, and what you want to establish between you and the group or the individual.
Lon, my English professor would tell us that a speech should be like a woman's skirt. Short enough to grab your attention, but long enough to be respected.
I actually like that. He sounds like he was one of those laid-back teachers who would give obvious answers on tests.
Does he still teach?
Nope, he's dead. Some girl wore a skirt that was just too short on a windy day. Poor bastard had a literal heart attack.
If I could kill someone with my looks alone, that would be music to my ears.
Well, on a lighter note, communication can also be expressed through sound and imagery.
More like the sound of irony.
Enough!
People often feel connected with the artist because they can relate to their songs, or because the song emits emotions that people can resonate with.
You're absolutely right. Music can be seen as verbal and nonverbal forms of communication, and can connect people through a common feeling. So what are some lyrics or songs that speak to you guys?
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to... never mind.
Any others?
You are rock solid.
Rock solid?
Rock solid.
We're both rock solid.
That's right.
Let's talk about how your generation really communicates. Through social media and the internet, where you have thousands of friends and an almost infinite knowledge of everything, and yet you still feel alone and stupid. How does it make you feel that an ant has more direction in life than you?
Jesus.
Sorry about that. On my way to work this morning, a cyclist couldn't decide whether to be on the sidewalk or the streets. I thought about pulling a Tony Stewart.
Inapropes, Wolfgang. Totes inapropes.
When it comes to social media, Vetty is the most active on there.
But I only use Instagram, V for Vendetta.
Chelsea, I thought you take pictures.
Yeah, for myself. I keep them in picture books or save them to the cloud for backup.
Besides, social media is just for stalking other people's highlights and short-term gratification. We mostly communicate to our close friends by text.
Yeah, sometimes we can say a whole sentence just by using emojis.
Emoji?
Yes, emoticons are pictures of faces and common objects to describe something.
I sent this to Boris yesterday. A car with a house and a kissy face.
Okay.
It means, come home, I miss you.
What did Boris send?
A volcano and a cat.
What does that mean?
Oh, he's going to destroy this.
They're gone, Wolfgang. Are you okay?